Marvel Zombies. Within the Marvel multiverse, Earth 2149 is an alternate reality inhabited by zombie versions of Marvel superheroes. The narrative commences with the arrival of an unidentified superhero from another dimension who crash lands on Earth 2149, succumbing to the hunger and subsequently infecting the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and numerous other superheroes. The zombie infection is transmitted through contact with infected blood, typically via a bite wound. Infected superheroes retain their cognitive abilities, personalities, and superhuman powers, despite suffering significant brain damage. However, they are consistently driven by the hunger for human flesh. The series begins where the crossover storyline concluded, with Magneto destroying the cross-dimensional transporter following the escape of the Ultimate Fantastic Four and surviving allies to the Ultimate Universe. Magneto engages in combat with the zombies and later learns that the Acolytes and Forge are still alive on Asteroid M. However, before he can reunite with them, Magneto is attacked, killed, and consumed by the zombies. Notably, he manages to behead the zombified Hawkeye prior to his demise. The Silver Surfer arrives on Earth, informing the zombies that his master, Galactus, is approaching to devour the planet. The zombies launch a ferocious attack on the Silver Surfer, ultimately overpowering and devouring him. By acquiring a portion of the power cosmic, they slaughter most of the remaining zombies, driven by an insatiable hunger. Meanwhile, the Acolytes return to Earth in search of Magneto, but instead discover a still-living Black Panther. The Panther has escaped from the laboratory of the zombified Giant Man, who had been keeping him alive as a food source. As a result, the Panther has lost an arm and a foot. A confrontation between Zombie Wasp and her husband ensues when she discovers he has been hoarding the Black Panther. In a fit of rage, he decapitates Zombie Wasp, whose severed head remains sentient. The Black Panther observes the Wasp's head begging for flesh and deduces that hunger is more a psychological than physical phenomenon. As the narrative unfolds, the zombies become increasingly dissatisfied with consuming the flesh of their own kind. Galactus arrives on Earth, prompting the zombies to launch a fierce attack. However, they are easily repelled by Galactus's immense power. Undeterred, the zombies devise a plan to amplify their powers using a device created by Giant Man, Iron Man, and Bruce Banner. With their enhanced abilities, they manage to injure Galactus. The cosmic-powered zombies then engage in combat with zombified versions of various supervillains, ultimately emerging victorious. In the aftermath, the zombies devour Galactus, absorbing his power cosmic. Giant Man, the Hulk, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Spider-Man, and Wolverine become infused with Galactus's energy, collectively transforming into the zombie Galacti. 5 years later, the Black Panther, the Acolytes, and a cybernetically restored Wasp return to Earth, only to discover a desolate, depopulated planet. Unbeknownst to them, the zombie Galacti have redirected their hunger towards the stars, seeking new sources of sustenance. The narrative concludes with an ominous scene depicting an intelligent alien race on a distant planet, fearful of the impending arrival of Galactus. However, to their horror, the zombie Galacti arrive instead, commencing a relentless assault on the planet's inhabitants. Ruins. In a dystopian iteration of the Marvel Universe, Phil Sheldon, a former Daily Bugle reporter, embarks on a journey to document the catastrophic consequences of a reality where experiments and accidents have yielded horrific outcomes instead of superpowered beings. Sheldon's investigation takes him across the country, gathering information for a book that aims to demonstrate how this world has deviated from a more favorable trajectory. In this reality, the Avengers were a radical rebel group from California, rebelling against an oppressive United States government led by President X. Sheldon witnesses the destruction of the last Avengers Quinjet, resulting in the deaths of Captain America, Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Iron Man. He also encounters a severely debilitated Wolverine, whose adamantium-laced skeleton is slowly poisoning him. Sheldon's investigation leads him to a Kree internment camp in Nevada, where he interviews Captain Mar-Vell, a Kree prisoner. Mar-Vell explains that the Kree invasion failed due to an unexpected encounter with the Silver Surfer, whose power cosmic disrupted their cloaking devices and scanners, allowing humanity to detect and destroy their fleet. Sheldon's subsequent encounters include a meeting with government agent Nick Fury, who exhibits erratic and violent behavior, and an interview with Rick Jones, a morphine addict who recounts the tragic transformation of Bruce Banner into a monstrous tumor-ridden creature. As Sheldon continues his investigation, he meets various individuals, including Raven Darkholme, who suffers from dissociative identity disorder, and Max Eisenhart, a magnetic mutant whose powers are disrupted, causing chaos and destruction. Sheldon's journey also takes him to a prison in Texas, where he witnesses the inhumane treatment of mutants, including Scott Summers, Catherine Pride, Kurt Wagner, and Pietro Maximoff. The prison is run by Wilson Fisk, who informs Sheldon that he has been allowed to visit the prison as a favor to a dying man. Throughout his investigation, Sheldon encounters numerous other characters, each with their own tragic story. These include Johnny Blaze, who commits suicide during a carnival performance, and Ben Grimm, who recounts the painful deaths of the Fantastic Four and Victor Von Doom. Ultimately, Sheldon's investigation is cut short when he succumbs to a virus contracted from Peter Parker, a former colleague who had experimented with an irradiated spider. As Sheldon dies, his notes are scattered and his story remains untold. Interwoven throughout the narrative are vignettes that provide glimpses into the lives of other characters, including a cult leader who claims to channel Thor, Warren Worthington III, who serves President X, and various other individuals who have been affected by the catastrophic events of this dystopian world. The Punisher, the Slavers. Frank Castle, aka The Punisher, was born in Queens, New York City, to an Italian-American family. His family later anglicized their surname to Castle. Initially, Castle pursued a career in the priesthood, but left due to his inability to forgive serious transgressions. He then enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, serving in a foreign conflict, where he completed 3 tours of duty and distinguished himself in combat. During his military service, he earned the nickname Punisher. After leaving the military, Castle married Maria and started a family. Tragedy struck when Castle and his family witnessed a mob hit in Central Park. In response, the perpetrators attempted to kill the entire family, resulting in the death of Castle's wife and children. Although Castle identified the killers, the police failed to prosecute due to the perpetrators' fabricated alibis. This event sparked Castle's crusade against crime. He took it upon himself to punish those responsible for his family's death, eventually extending his vendetta to include all individuals he deemed guilty of criminal activity. The Punisher's backstory initially established him as a Vietnam War veteran. However, this aspect of his character has undergone revisions to maintain his relevance in contemporary settings. Castle's character is defined by his unwavering commitment to vengeance, which drives his actions. He views the world in binary terms, with little room for nuance or compromise. His approach to problem solving is straightforward and violent, often relying on his extensive military training. The Punisher's skills are rooted in his rigorous training with the United States Marine Corps and various special operations units. He has completed advanced courses including Airborne School, Ranger School, and the Q course, and has received training from the Australian SASR. As a result, he is proficient in a wide range of skills, including infiltration, assassination, and hand-to-hand combat. Castle's physical prowess is complemented by his mental discipline, which enables him to resist psychic and telepathic manipulation. He has demonstrated an ability to maintain his focus and composure, even in the face of extreme adversity. The Punisher's arsenal includes a variety of firearms, explosives, and specialized equipment, often acquired from the criminals he targets. His iconic Kevlar uniform features a white skull emblem, which serves both as a symbol of intimidation and a tactical tool to draw enemy fire. Spider-Man reign. In a dystopian future, New York City has become a heavily controlled and authoritarian state under the leadership of Mayor Waters and his advisor, Edward Sachs. The city's police force, known as the Reign, maintains strict order, and both superheroes and supervillains are outlawed as super terrorists. Peter Parker, now an elderly man, lives a quiet life as a florist. However, his life is disrupted when he is fired from his job and encounters a group of young people being pursued by Reign agents. During the chaos, Parker is injured, and his memories of his deceased wife, Mary Jane Watson, begin to haunt him. Meanwhile, Mayor Waters announces the implementation of the WEBB system, a network designed to maintain control over the city by emitting an energy barrier that prevents unauthorized entry or exit. Unbeknownst to the public, Waters is holding a vegetative kingpin captive and mocking him. As tensions rise, J. Jonah Jameson visits Parker and apologizes for his past actions, revealing that he sold the Daily Bugle after realizing he had built his career on lies. Jameson gives Parker a package containing a camera and his old black suit mask, which sparks a series of events that leads to Parker's re-emergence as Spider-Man. However, this new iteration of Spider-Man is met with skepticism and hostility, particularly from the Reign and the Sinner Six, a group of supervillains released from prison to capture Spider-Man. The Sinner Six, consisting of Electro, Mysterio, Kraven the Hunter, the Sandman, the Scorpion, and Hydro Man, are promised freedom and release from the city if they can defeat Spider-Man. As the conflict escalates, it becomes clear that Edward Sachs is, in fact, Venom, who has been manipulating events to further his own agenda. Venom activates the web system, using it to spread symbiotes throughout the city, converting many of its residents into mindless, obedient drones. Spider-Man, aided by a group of young people, including a girl with the ability to turn her body into solid cement, launches a final assault on the mayor's tower. The Sandman, who had previously been working with the Sinner Six, has a change of heart after discovering that the girl is his daughter and joins Spider-Man in his fight against Venom. In the end, Spider-Man is able to defeat Venom and shatter the web system, freeing the city from its control. The Reign is dismantled and the Sinner Six are defeated. As the city begins to rebuild, Jameson reports that crime levels have returned to their previous state, but so have the superheroes. Peter Parker, reflecting on his experiences, visits Mary Jane's grave and acknowledges that he still has responsibilities to attend to, indicating that he will continue to fight for justice as Spider-Man. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. The narrative begins with Uatu the Watcher providing a somber introduction, describing the downfall of the Marvel Universe and the inevitable demise of its iconic heroes. The scene then shifts to Susan Storm, who is mourning the loss of her husband, Reed Richards. Surrounded by the remnants of Ben Grimm's destroyed body, Reed reveals in his final moments that he had successfully protected their children by relocating them to the negative zone. A sudden explosion interrupts the solemn moment, and Susan discovers that the perpetrator is Deadpool, who has crashed a ship, killing Johnny Storm in the process. Despite initially gaining the upper hand by killing Deadpool, Susan's invisibility is compromised when his healing factor allows him to regenerate, and he ultimately kills her, effectively eradicating the Fantastic Four. A flashback sequence reveals that Deadpool was previously institutionalized at Ravencroft Asylum by the X-Men in an attempt to cure his insanity. However, his doctor, Psycho Man, had ulterior motives, using his patients for mind control experiments. When Psycho Man attempted to shut down Deadpool's internal monologue, the plan backfired and a new, malevolent voice emerged, encouraging Deadpool to engage in a killing spree. Deadpool subsequently kills Psycho Man and escapes the asylum, which he destroys in the process. The narrative resumes with Deadpool confronting Uatu, ultimately killing him using one of Reed Richards' devices. This event would then mark the beginning of Deadpool's relentless and destructive rampage through the Marvel Universe. The narrative then shifts to Taskmaster, who has been tracking Deadpool for several days, following a trail of bodies that includes Venom, Multiple Man, and Green Goblin. Taskmaster declares that Deadpool deserves to die, not just for the monetary reward, but also due to his heinous actions. Meanwhile, Deadpool confronts Professor X, who is tied to a chair in a room filled with monitors displaying various X-Men members. Deadpool taunts the professor, questioning the nature of human emotions. When Professor X attempts to send a telepathic message to the X-Men, Deadpool stabs him in the leg, forcing him to reveal his location. The X-Men, including Cyclops, Emma Frost, Cannonball, and Pixie, converge on the warehouse, only to be met with a series of deadly traps set by Deadpool. The team is systematically eliminated, with Cyclops being consumed by a red orb, and Rogue, Gambit, and Colossus being electrocuted. Deadpool's actions are revealed to be motivated by his new perspective on life, which was instilled in him by Psycho Man's experiments. Professor X attempts to kill Deadpool by shutting down his mind, but the plan backfires, leaving the Professor Brain dead. The narrative concludes with Deadpool noticing Wolverine's regeneration on a monitor and deciding to confront him personally. Wolverine discovers a traumatized Arcade, who reveals that Deadpool used him to create the Death Maze. Wolverine's subsequent confrontation with Deadpool results in his defeat, with Deadpool using a carbonadium sword to nullify Wolverine's healing factor and beheading him. As the story unfolds, Taskmaster arrives at Doctor Strange's sanctum, only to find that Deadpool has already killed the sorcerer and his assistant, Wong. Taskmaster deduces that Deadpool is searching for the nexus of all realities, intending to destroy it. Immortal Hulk. The Immortal Hulk is a unique iteration of Bruce Banner's Hulk persona, resulting from the cumulative effects of various deaths and rebirths. This transformation has allowed the Devil Hulk to become the dominant persona, suppressing the other incarnations. Unlike previous Hulk incarnations, the Immortal Hulk is content to remain dormant within Banner, emerging only at night when Banner is injured. The Immortal Hulk possesses several distinct abilities, including a massive gamma burst capable of causing catastrophic destruction. He He can also drain gamma energy from other gamma mutates and sense deception. These abilities make the Immortal Hulk the most powerful iteration to date. Following Bruce Banner's death and subsequent resurrection, the Devil Hulk suppressed the other personalities and became dominant. Through conversations with Doc Samson, it was revealed that the Devil Hulk embodies Banner's desire for a protective father figure, stemming from his inability to separate love from pain. During the events of Absolute Carnage, the Venom symbiote bonded with Bruce, prompting a conversation between Bruce and the symbiote. The other Hulk personalities, including Joe Fixit and the Savage Hulk, contributed their opinions, with the Devil Hulk expressing opposition to the symbiote's presence. Ultimately, Bruce, Joe Fixit, and the Savage Hulk agreed to collaborate with the Venom symbiote. In a subsequent storyline, the Devil Hulk was imprisoned within Bruce's mindscape, allowing the Savage Hulk to take control. The leader later infiltrated the mindscape, taking over the Green Scar personality and imprisoning Bruce and Joe Fixit. The Devil Hulk eventually broke free and confronted the leader, only to be beheaded and have his heart ripped out. The Devil Hulk's physical abilities are comparable to those of the traditional Hulk, with superhuman strength and stamina. His strength is potentially greater than that of the Green Scar, as demonstrated during a confrontation with Hercules and Thor. Additionally, the Devil Hulk possesses intelligence and the ability to detect deception, as well as a regenerative capacity that allows him to reassemble his body from severed limbs. Wolverine Old Man Logan. In the dystopian world of Earth 807128, the United States has been conquered and divided among various supervillains. The territory is split among the Abomination, Magneto, Dr. Doom, and the Red Skull, who has proclaimed himself President of the United States. Superheroes have been eradicated, with a few survivors remaining in hiding. Logan, a former superhero, lives a quiet life with his family in Sacramento, California, which is now part of the territory known as Hulkland. To pay rent to his landlords, the Hulk Gang, Logan accepts a job from a blind Clint Barton to escort him on a journey to deliver a secret package to the capital, New Babylon. During their journey, Logan and Barton encounter various obstacles, including rescuing Barton's daughter Ashley from the new Kingpin. However, Ashley reveals her intention to seize the Kingpin's territory and attempts to kill her father. Logan intervenes, and they escape as Ashley sends her forces after them. The duo also encounters a group of Moloids destroying cities, a venom-infused Tyrannosaurus, and other dangers. They are eventually rescued and teleported by the White Queen and Black Bolt. Throughout the story, it is revealed that Logan's Wolverine persona died after a traumatic event in which he slaughtered a group of supervillains who had attacked the X-Mansion, only to discover that the attack was an illusion created by Mysterio. This event led to Logan's emotional and mental breakdown, causing him to abandon his Wolverine persona. Upon arriving at the capital, Logan and Barton deliver the package to an underground resistance group. However, the group is revealed to be undercover SHIELD agents who injure Logan and kill Barton. Logan's healing factor allows him to recover, and he awakens in Red Skull's trophy room. He kills Red Skull's men and engages Red Skull himself, eventually decapitating him with Captain America's shield. Logan returns home to discover that the Hulk Gang has murdered his family. This event triggers Logan's anger, and he unleashes his claws, seeking revenge against the Hulk Gang and Old Man Banner. Logan slaughters the Hulk Gang and eventually confronts Old Man Banner, who reveals that he had grown bored with being a supervillain landlord and wanted to provoke Logan into a fight. Despite being defeated by Banner, Logan recovers and bursts out of Banner's stomach, killing him. In the aftermath, Logan discovers a baby Hulk named Bruce Banner Jr. and decides to take him under his wing. Logan and his neighbors hold a memorial for his family, and he vows to defeat the villains and bring peace to the land, with Bruce Banner Jr. as his ally. In a later storyline, Old Man Logan encounters a robotic adamantium body controlled by Pappy Banner's head, which was created by Tinkerer. However, Bruce Banner Jr. intervenes, separating the head from the robot. Instead of killing the head, Old Man Logan buries it and plants a tree over it, allowing the roots to slowly dig into his skull. In a subsequent storyline, Old Man Logan is featured as part of a scene in which the New Defenders travel back in time to restore their dying Earth. Old Man Logan, now calling himself the Hooded Man, accompanies Gaia back to his original timeline to repopulate the desolate Earth. He is later seen gardening with Gaia, who is now pregnant with his child, the Ultimates. The International Peacekeeping Agency SHIELD, led by General Nick Fury, establishes a government-sponsored superhero team, the Ultimates. The team consists of Tony Stark, Iron Man, Hank and Janet Pym, Giant Man and the Wasp, and others. They are based in the Triskelion, an island laboratory run by SHIELD. Thor is offered a position on the team, but declines unless the president triples the environmental funds in the budget. Bruce Banner, the new science director, attempts to replicate the super soldier serum. Meanwhile, Captain America is discovered frozen in the Arctic and joins the Ultimates. The team struggles to gain publicity, leading Bruce to create a situation by injecting himself with a combination of the super soldier serum and the Hulk formula. This transforms him into a more powerful, gray-skinned Hulk. The Ultimates intercept him and a battle ensues. The president doubles the international aid budget, and Thor joins the fight. The Hulk is eventually subdued by the Wasp, and the team becomes celebrities. However, Hank's abuse of Janet is discovered, and he is suspended from the team. A dead alien organism is discovered, revealing the Chitauri's involvement in World War II. The Chitauri are found to have a base in Micronesia, which the Ultimates and two former members of Magneto's Brotherhood, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, are sent to destroy. Janet discovers the Chitauri have overrun the Triskelion, and the team is ambushed. The Chitauri leader, Herr Kleiser, explains their eusocial mind and plans to destroy Earth. Thor's lightning storm destroys the Chitauri land forces, and the Ultimates engage in a final battle. Captain America and Fury lead a ground assault, while Iron Man and Thor assist the aerial attack. The Hulk is released and plays a crucial role in defeating the Chitauri. Thor disposes of the bomb, and the remaining Chitauri are killed. In the aftermath, the Ultimates are celebrated at the White House. Hank attempts to apologize to Janet for his abuse, but she hangs up on him. Banner returns to isolation, disturbed by his actions as the Hulk. Captain America and Janet share a dance and a kiss.